I guess this video is gonna be about chemtrails, not contrails, but chemtrails, chemical trails, and the conspiracy theory behind them. Supposedly, the idea goes like this: that there's a sinister group, maybe the Illuminati. They're lacing a jet fuel with some sort of chemicals to either control or make docile the population, so they can, go forward with their plans. I guess I don't actually know the details. So we're gonna do another thought experiment, and we're gonna assume a few things, trying to get to a logical point. Okay, let's first assume that there is such a thing as the Illuminati, a sinister group that wants to control people. And secondly, let's assume that they're trying to poison the population with arsenic, one of the more deadly poison known to mankind. And let's assume that it would survive the arsenic. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but let's assume that if you mix it with jet fuel, it would continue to be equally as poisonous. And let's assume that it would survive, the arsenic would survive the jet engine process, the burners, and the pressures and everything. How many things have we assumed already? Quite a few, right? The last thing to assume, that if you released it a few miles up in the sky, that it wouldn't get diluted enough. It would still be potent enough to actually hurt people. A few miles from where it was released. I think pretty much quite a few of the process to where you get to that is a little bit iffy, but the most iffy would be that it would not get diluted. That arsenic released so many miles up would still be able to harm people. Will still be potent enough to harm people. I don't think it would have worked. And here's the main reason why I don't think the conspiracy of chemtrails, chemical trails, is a good theory, because there's a much better distribution mechanism that we are 100% sure would work way better than chemtrails, which is gasoline. Assuming that the arsenic would survive the engine, survive being added to the gasoline, and would survive the engine, car pipes, the exhaust is right there, about a few feet away from you, instead of a few miles away from you. That would be a much better delivery system. And we know that we've already been poisoned because of gasoline. Back in the 70s and 60s, I think, companies started adding lead to gasoline. Supposedly it would burn better. I don't remember exactly the reason behind it, but they added lead, and it actually affected the population. Lead actually retards people, especially kids, and it makes them to have more violent tendencies. So we know this works. I don't know if arsenic would survive the engine. The pistons getting burned, getting pressurized and burned. And I don't know if it would survive it. But if it survives the jet engine, it would survive a car engine. And it would be right there about a few feet away from you. So it would be way more potent. If I add any kind of poison, any kind of chemicals, jet fuel, when we know gasoline fuel or car fuel works much better. We have actual examples that it would work much better. So even though I don't think anybody's adding anything to the car, to gasoline, I mean, that would be a much better distribution mechanism than chemtrails. So in other words, I think it's a bogus idea. It doesn't hold much water. As we would have to jump through a few hoops, and then we would get to an end result that we're still pretty sure would not work, which is that the diluting of whatever chemicals were released by the time they get to human beings. I guess that's it.